Today we'll be explaining on how and why international tensions remained high between 1920 and 1923. After World War I, the peace settlements were supposed to create stability, but instead they left many problems unresolved. One major cause of tension was the difficulty of enforcing the peace agreement. Countries disagreed on how harshly to treat Germany and how to maintain long-term security. A key turning point was the United States' decision to reject the peace settlement and not join the League of Nations. This weakened international cooperation. Without the US support, France felt isolated and more vulnerable to a potential German recovery. As a result, France took a much more aggressive approach to enforce the treaty, which increased tensions with other countries, especially Britain. At the same time, a fear of communism added to global instability. After the Bolshevik Revolution, Russia became a communist state and was viewed with suspicion by many Western powers. Several countries even intervened in the Russian Civil War to try to stop the spread of communism. Although these efforts failed, they increased distrust and left Russia isolated from the rest of Europe. Economic problems were another major source of tension. After the war, European countries owed a large debt to the United States, and they relied on German reparations to repay them. However, Germany struggled to meet these demands. This led to hyperinflation between 1921 and 1923, where the German currency rapidly lost value. Causing severe economic hardship, the collapse of Germany's economy made it even less able to pay reparations, worsening the situation for everyone involved. This economic crisis directly contributed to the Ruhr crisis of 1923. When Germany failed to make payments, France and Belgium occupied the Ruhr, an important industrial region. In response, Germany ordered passive resistance, meaning workers refused to cooperate. This halted production, further damaging the German economy and increased tensions between France and Britain. Britain opposed the occupation, believing it was too extreme and harmful to European recovery. Tensions were also fueled by the rise of new political leaders and ideologies. In Italy, Benito Mussolini came to power in 1922 and established a fascist dictatorship. His aggressive foreign policy challenged the peace settlement. For example, in the Corfu incident of 1923, Italy occupied Greek territory after a dispute, showing a willingness to ignore international agreements. This raised concerns about the effectiveness of the League of Nations and stability in Europe. In addition, there were ongoing territorial disputes. In Turkey, nationalist forces successfully resisted the original peace terms and renegotiated a more favorable agreement in 1923. This showed that the peace settlements could be challenged, encouraging other countries to question them as well. Efforts were made to reduce tensions through international conferences and agreements. The Washington Naval Conference aimed to limit naval power and prevented an arms race, while the Genoa Conference attempted to address the economic issues. However, these efforts had limited success because they lacked strong enforcement and full cooperation between countries. Another important development was the Rapallo Pact between Germany and the Soviet Union in 1922. Both countries, isolated by their international community, agreed to cooperate economically and militarily. This alarmed other European countries, especially France, because it suggested a potential alliance between two previously weakened states. In conclusion, international tensions remained high between 1920 and 1923 due to a combination of political disagreements, economic instability, and fear of new ideologies. The peace settlements failed to create unity and instead deepened divisions between nations. This unresolved tensions made it difficult to achieve lasting peace in the years following World War I.